In 1128, the cousin of St Bernard of Clairvaux, Hugues de Payens, met King David I in Scotland. The order established a seat at Balantrodoch, now Temple, Midlothian on the South Esk. In 1189, Alan FitzWalter, the second Lord High Steward of Scotland, was a benefactor of the order. In about the year 1187, William the Lion granted part of the culture lands on the south bank of the River Dee, Aberdeenshire, to the Knights Templar, and between 1221 and 1236 Walter Bisset of Aboyne founded a Preceptory for the Knights Templar. In 1287 and 1288 they built a chapel dedicated to Mary the Mother of Christ, known as St Mary's Chapel, and in November 1309, the name of a William Middleton of the Temple House of Culture was recorded. It has been claimed that in 1309, during the trial of the Templars in Scotland, Bishop Lamberton of St Andrews, Guardian of Scotland 1299 to 1301, gave the Templars his protection, although there is no evidence to support this claim. It should also be recorded that John of Fordun's Chronicle of the Scottish Nation, a major Scottish medieval source, makes no mention at all of the Templars. The Knights Templar had considerable possessions in the county of Nairn, or Moray. In 1296, the following extract is taken from the History of Nairn. There is a writ extant granted in the favour at Berwick, addressed to the Sheriff of Inverness to put them in possession of the lands, they having made submission to Edward I. This was no doubt done, for the deed of conveyance of the Temple lands in the north from Lord Torfichan, the last master of the order, it appears that the following were the lands held here: those 2 roods of arable land lying within the territory of the borough of Nairn, in the part thereof called Peasest by John Rose, burgess of Nairn, and his subtenants; those 2 roods of arable temple land and house lying within the said territory of Nairn, possessed by Hugh Rose of Clairvaux and his subtenants, all and hail those our temple lands called the lands of Pit Fundy, lying in the said sheriffdom of Nairn, betwixt the stripe that cones from the lands of Brodie on the east, the Fludra Moor upon the south side of the common muir called the Hard Muir Map on the south side, the lands of Peenock Map and Wood of Lochloy Map on the west, and the Ucarshire of Culburn on the north, for the most part possessed by the lairds of Brodie and the subtenants. They also had land designated in old charters as Temple Land, Temple Crook, Temple Bank, and Bogs Chand, which lay partly in the vicinity of the town of Ardursia, between Connaught, Flemington and the sea. A charter granted at Nairn refers to the locus trialis at Ardursia, doubtless an ancient place of trial by wager of battle. The temple lands of Ardursia were held by Davidsons and Mackays as portioners. They were acquired by Cawdor in 1626. The temple lands at Brodie and elsewhere appear to have been disposed of about the same time, as in a Brodie charter of date 1626. The lands of Pit Fundy are included in the Brodie estate. The Templars were a religious and military order of knights who escorted pilgrims to Jerusalem at a time when such pilgrimages were attended by dangers from robbers. They wore a white robe with a red Maltese cross on the breast, and at first were all of noble birth. The Knights of St. John of Jerusalem had lands in Nairnshire. It is impossible now to identify them. When the Knights Templar were suppressed by Edward II, the property was given to the Knights of St. John. In 1312, by order of a papal bull, Vox in Excelso, all assets of the Order of the Temple were given to Knights Hospitaller or Order of St. John, except for Spain, where they were succeeded by the Order of Montesa, the Order of Calatrava, from which its first recruits were drawn, and Portugal, where they became the Order of Christ, and it has been claimed that in Scotland the order combined with the Hospitallers and continued as the Order of St. John and the Temple until the Reformation, although there is no evidence to that effect. When Sir James Sandilands, preceptor of the order, converted to of Protestantism in 1553, the order is thought to have ceased.